Good morning, folks. This is Mr. Dan coming to you from the Landscape Design Classroom, and today I'm going to talk to you about understanding garden soils. So, how can I keep my home garden soils productive and easy to work? There are three important factors for garden success. You need sunlight, moisture, and soil condition. So, sunlight, always free. Moisture, mostly from rain or irrigation, unless you're in drought, then you may need to use some of your city water or whatever your water source is. And then your soil condition, there you might need to do a lot of stuff here to get your soil exactly where you want. As always, you want to keep your soil pH between 5.5 and 7. Typically, if you keep it just a little bit acidic, then your soil will pretty much grow about anything. So how soils are formed, it's the action of sun, water, and wind on rock, a combination of minerals and decayed plant material. And there's 5 soil factors to talk about here: mineral content from rocks, organic material from humus, small living organisms, water, and air. So soil types. Clay soils have the smallest particles, highest water holding capacity. Sandy soils are largest particles, lowest water holding capacity. Loam soils, a mixture of sand, clay, and humus, best for garden crops. And just talking a little bit about each, one of the biggest misconceptions is that clay soils have the largest particles, which in fact they do not. It's all those small particles coming together that create a nice thick base that holds water. And sandy soils are sometimes considered to have the smallest particles, but they're actually the largest, and that's because they allow water and a lot of more materials to run through them. So the best mixture here would definitely be a sandy loam. An ideal loam soil is going to have good drainage, good airspace, spongy and capable of holding moisture or adequate moisture, good balance of plant nutrients, and enough humus for healthy soil bacteria. So the best soils out there are going to not only be able to drain well and have good airspace, but also have some organic matter. So if you take a look at the photo here, you're going to have, you see the worm crawling around in there. Typically, if you have insects crawling around in there, especially worms, that's actually a really good soil. So ways to improve your garden soil: adding humus, balancing soil acidity, and adding plant nutrients. So down the bottom here, photo shows soil with good texture and adequate organic content. So I can't stress enough how important organic content, or just anything organic going down into that soil, can be. It adds nutrients into the soil, also keeps it nice and airy for growing plants. And like I said before, you don't want to have a soil that is over clay or over sandy. Nice sandy loam is pretty much the best you want to have, because you can still get some drainage, but you also have organic content and it stays spongy in there. So first step here, adding humus. Most important way to improve garden soil: increases water holding capacity. Clay soils makes it easier to work, but you want to be careful with clay soils, because if you get that basin where water is just accumulating, it can drain out your plants. Sandy soils are going to prevent nutrient leaching, but promotes growth of beneficial organisms and works with mineral fertilizers. So ways to increase your humus content: through yard waste, through leaves, grass clippings, and the more you cut those up, the easier it's going to be for them to soak up into the ground. Waste kitchen vegetables, peat moss, barnyard manure, green manure crops, and compost. So next, we're going to move on to balancing acidity. We have our pH scale goes 0 to 14, lower at the end of the scale here being acidic, our base being 7, which is neutral, and our alkaline being 14. So pH level 0 to 14, like I was saying, below 7 is acid, 7 is neutral, and above 7 is going to be alkaline. Ideal for vegetables between 6 and 7. I always say 5.5 to 7, but you definitely want to stay a little bit more acidic. And then adding plant nutrients. The 3 most important here are going to be your nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, also what is contained in most fertilizers, available in a mixed fertilizer, and needs determined with a soil test. So we do soil testing here on campus, And we will be doing that more here in class once you folks are in here to do so. So our bottom line here, garden soils can be classified as clay, sandy, or loam. Loam soils with their mixture of sand, clay, and humus are the best soils for growing garden crops. And garden soils can be improved by adding humus, by balancing soil acidity, and by providing nutrients as needed. So that one was short and sweet today, but if you have any questions, please give me a call down here in the landscape design classroom, and have a great day.